welcome to the Engerati studio. We're live at European Utility Week. I'm Rose and I'm joined now by Dr Giulia Privitera, Innovation Engineer at UK Power Networks. Welcome, Giulia.
Thank you very much.
I'm pleased to say you're here because you were an award winner last night, the European Industry Utility Awards, and picked up Community Energy Award for the project EnergyWise. Perhaps you can tell us a bit more about that project.
First of all, it was a great pleasure to attend the ceremony yesterday, and even more for the project to be recognized with such a great award. EnergyWise is a project which is addressing a serious issue in UK, but also Europe-wide, which is known as fuel poverty in the United Kingdom, but I think more widely is known as energy poverty in other European countries. So there are around 10% of English households, so 4.5 million households in the UK are estimated to be in fuel poverty. And fuel poverty means that basically households are struggling with their energy bills when they are on low income and living in less efficient properties. So with the project, we are exploring how we can support fuel poor customers in terms of management of their energy cost. So to do so, we are pioneering an innovative approach in terms of DNO's distribution network operator working in collaboration with an energy supplier and trusted local intermediaries in order to engage successfully with fuel poor customers and deliver energy efficiency interventions, so energy saving technologies such as smart meters, energy efficiency devices and advice, and later on a time of its tariff, to see if all this can support them in better manage their bills.
Okay, so what does this actually mean kind of on the ground? I mean, I believe you selected an area of London.
Yeah, so we have selected the London Borough Tower Hamlets. The main reason is that it's one of the most deprived areas in London at the moment. There are also a lot of customers that are hard to reach, so they belong to ethnic minority groups. So some of them don't speak English as first language. And then there was a previous experience that is quite difficult to deliver smart meters and in general energy efficiency initiatives to these communities. So we selected the London Borough Tower Hamlets. We have also recruited a field officer team, so a team that is locally based, that understand the culture of the area. They can speak the local languages, so for example they speak Bengali dialects because most of our participants are from a Bangladeshi background.
Okay.
And we recruited them, we trained them up in terms of recognizing vulnerability, in delivering energy efficiency messages so that they can support with a face-to-face approach our participants. So we selected around 1,352 households in Tower Hamlets. So they were households. They were a bit all social tenants of two social housing associations in Tower Hamlets.
Okay.
They were also living in less efficient properties, and they had to be British Gas customers because British Gas is the supplier we're working with in order to be able to install smart meters with British Gas. We recruited them through this face-to-face approach using the field officer team. They were mainly door knocking, so they could explain face-to-face what the project was about. All the communication materials were tailored for the community. And we have achieved an impressive 40% response rate, which exceeded all the expectation. We expected around 30, so our target was 33%. So we got 538 people signing up to the project. The main reasons why they signed up was mainly to the encouragement that they could better manage their energy bills, so the potential to save some money. They were interested in the energy saving devices, interested in the smart meter, and particularly because we have also engaged with prepayment customers compared to just credit customers that are usually those receiving smart meters. The prepayment customers were very interested in new and additional ways to top up their meters. So these were a sort of the range of reasons why they signed up to the project.
Did you offer them any kind of incentives as well to come onto the
we
programme?
just offer a £10 voucher for signing up to the project. There were later on some additional incentive to stay on board on the project, but from the feedback from participants, they said that this was not the main driver. So the 10% thank you voucher was really just recognition for signing up to the project from our end. But they said that was not the key incentive. They were actually attracted by receiving freebies such as the energy efficiency devices.
Okay.
So we install smart meters with the in-home display technology, but we've also gifted them with 3 LED light bulbs, an eco kettle, and a standby shutdown, which is allowing to switch off different appliances connected to the television.
Okay, and how long did the project run for?
So the project started at the beginning of 2014. It's expected to be a 4-year project, but the 2 trials actually, so the project trials that participants are experiencing are envisaged to be 1 year each. So we have a first trial focusing on energy saving, and a second trial focusing on energy saving and demand side responses. So how they manage to shift their energy consumption when they are under a pricing signal. So a tariff that is cheaper at specific time of the day or of the week.
So I understand you're still looking at the results of the first trial?
Yes,
right?
So we are now completing the first trial. We have captured data from our participants through the smart metering technology, and we are now analyzing the data with our partner University College London and Element Energy, a consultancy in the energy sector. So early next year we will have the results from the first trial on energy saving, and we will kick off with the second trial on demand side response.
Okay. So I know this project's Ofgem-funded.
Yeah.
Is the idea that the learnings can be replicated across, between utilities to help those quite hard to reach customers come on board?
I think it's definitely a publicly funded project, so we're really open to share any learnings, and this is already happening through the project. So we are publishing all the results, we are publishing booklets that are summarizing the key learnings. We have recently published a booklet summarizing learnings on engaging with hard-to-reach customers in general on energy initiatives. So any learning that is coming from the project is very replicable to other sorts of initiatives and energy campaigns as well. So in terms of this, the learnings coming from the customer engagement, I think this is very replicable across the country. In terms of the specific learnings from the project, we are assessing the replicability of the learnings as part of the project, and we are informing already the business, so the DNOs in general, but UK Power Networks specifically, in terms of the best ways to shape stakeholder engagement strategies internally.
Do you have a sense of countrywide how many people would fall into that bracket of fuel poverty?
So UK-wide there are 4.5 million of poor households. So this is the scale that you might look at. But generally speaking, in terms of engaging with vulnerable customers, hard-to-reach customers, this might be even wider than just the full poor community.
Is the issue, you mentioned the housing not particularly energy efficient, but is it also, do they tend to be high usage households because they're not quite aware of how to
Not
reduce
necessarily,
that?
so I don't think we can conclude this at the moment. So we have done a preliminary analysis of the demand profile of our participants. It was showing it was a bit lower than the demand profiles captured from previous projects, such as Low Carbon London or Customer-led Network Revolution, are 2 previous low carbon network funded projects. They were not targeting the specific community and the specific for poor customers. So from preliminary findings, it seems that they are consuming a bit less, but obviously this is aggregated figure, and we still have to analyze the results.
And what about in terms of getting to grips with the in-home display and finding it accessible and easy to use? What's been the kind of response?
Yeah, I think so. We got some customer feedback. Some of them are very positive about it. So they are saying that they're able to manage their energy consumption much better. They are saying they're more aware of what they are consuming. So we got some customer feedback saying, I was already cooking my Sunday roast in the oven, and then there was the washing machine on, and the kids turned on the television, and I saw that the in-home display going into the red part of it, and I realized that I was consuming a lot. So I've asked the kids to switch off the television. So this is one of the examples. Others are saying that it is much better in terms of knowing how much they are paying real time, and in terms of topping up the meters. What we found is that sometimes it's difficult for this customer to engage with the in-home display if they were not present at installation. So obviously when you install the in-home display and the smart meter, there is one member of the family, might be the bill payer, might be the British Gas account holder in this case, for example. But then it's very important that any information they are gathering through the installation process is shared with the wider family. Otherwise, the benefits are not fully accessible to everyone.
Do you find there tends to be one champion in the household who's kind of keeping a closer eye on energy usage?
Well, yeah, it's difficult to say at the moment, but because the installation was arranged with the British Gas account holder from data protection perspective and in terms of accepting terms and conditions. So usually was this person attending the installation. But particularly with this community, because sometimes they don't speak English fluently, they get also the kids around, mainly for translation support. So I think it's a bit difficult to say at this stage, but we will keep monitoring it and getting feedback.
Is this quite a uniquely British project, or have you seen similar in other parts of Europe?
So I'm not very familiar with other projects around Europe, so but I might miss some of them. I think this is quite unique in terms of the fact that the smart meter rollout in UK is supplier-led, and it's delivering the in-home display as well. So the kind of setup of the project, so this collaborative approach, working with the energy supplier and a local trusted organization, is quite an innovative one, definitely for the UK. I'm not sure how it compares with other countries, but the full design of the project is quite innovative. So delivering smart meters together with energy efficiency advice and devices, and then later on a tariff as well.
Yeah, I think it shows the potential effectiveness of the community field member. I know that Smart Energy GB are trying to create that sort of network of local champions.
Definitely, I think this is something that is done more widely in terms of so understanding that if you want to reach customers that are part of specific communities, is very important to get a champion in the community, to get someone that is trusted. We have explored through one of the surveys that University College London has done, the social network of this community, to trying to understand who they trust and the messages that resonate in the community. And it showed that they have a high level of trust in the local community, but a low level of trust in people in general. So it's quite important to find the right channel to talk to them. They look to media or media or other social networks for information as well. Yeah. So, and definitely local organizations. So that's very important.
Okay, thank you, Giulia, for joining us and explaining more about the project, and congrats again.
Thank you very much.
And you can watch more of the interviews from European Utility Week on the Engerati YouTube channel. Thanks for joining us.